In that
Yeah.
sense, if you actually look at it, there is a double degree pushback, because whether it's with the Daily Guardian or Australia Today, there have been publications which are trying to come out with articles on what Hindus are facing across the world, including Australia and New Zealand. But people in India and across the world are trying to delegitimize and de-recognize these institutions as well, which we are trying to build. So that is a challenge. And I come to you, Ranbirji, with this question. Now, you and your community, your entire group has been fighting Hinduphobia for several years now, even though the definition is coming out to the limelight today. What, according to you, the patterns that are emerging out of these things. So, who do you think are the vested interests, and what do they intend to achieve? Because you are so experienced with handling these things.
What I find is that, in fact, since you touched on this, political climate change, I'll come back in a second. Most of them are kind of ignorant. They go by what their constituents say, the MPs and the rest of it, yeah? Right. What they look at is who's the strongest lobbyist group, either politically or business-wise, okay? Now, what's going to change is this. This will actually help highlight Hinduphobia, and it's coming from a completely different trajectory. Remember, you can't... One of the things we have a problem is that we have a Western idea of utopia. I mean, secularism, humanism, all comes from a Christian basis. Christianity itself comes from the Greek philosophical basis, okay? You understand there's a link with it. Now, I mention this because in the Indian tradition, there's no utopia. Things are never perfect. That's why we've got Jyotish, astrology. To say, for example, in astrology, Rahu, Shani are malefic. Well, not necessarily. Now, I mention this because the left field, the trajectory it's coming from now is after COVID and after China has made threats against Australia, then it could hit a nuclear attack. Australia and eventually New Zealand are going to move closer towards India. Geopolitically, that will change things. When I visited Australia in 1998, when it's in the New South Wales University, there wasn't much academic interest in India. Most of it was in China because that's where the business was. It was taking off. Now, as supply chains move, as manufacturing moves to other countries, and India becomes more important economically as well as politically, that will change things. Then you'll see Hinduphobia getting tackled. You'll see Indian culture getting how praised and wonderful it is and all the rest of it. Because then, like Rupert Murdoch did, he went to India to push his ETV all those years ago. Yeah, that's when you'll see it change. Yeah, right now you can get with Hinduphobia because there's no negative fallout. You can say anything against Hindus. The very fact Hindus aren't terrorists is why you can call them terrorists. Yeah, right. That's why they get away with it. But that will change as geopolitically things change and India becomes more important. That's how it changed with China.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.